This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in, or struggled to recall a familiar name, only to have it pop into your head hours later when it's too late? You're not alone, and it's not just old age. What if I told you that one of the most overlooked reasons behind memory slips, brain fog, or that sluggish feeling isn't just aging, but inflammation in the brain? Yes, inflammation. It's a silent troublemaker, and as we get older, our brains become more sensitive to it. But here's the good news: you can do something about it. And the best part? It starts with your plate. Today, we're going to talk about real, delicious foods, yes. The kind you'll actually want to eat that have the power to calm inflammation in your brain and help you think more clearly, feel more energized, and even reduce your risk of dementia. And no, this isn't about a fancy diet or expensive supplements. This is about making smart, simple changes that you can stick with. Now, if you're over 60, like many of my patients, you may have already noticed how your body reacts differently to foods than it used to. Maybe sugar hits you harder, or processed foods leave you feeling drained. That's not your imagination. Your brain is telling you something, and it's time to listen. We're going to walk through 10 of the best anti-inflammatory foods that can protect your brain and bring back that mental sharpness. In this first part, we'll start with a few powerful, easy-to-find staples that you can start using today. And if you're dealing with memory problems, fatigue, confusion, or even anxiety, I want to hear from you in the comments. Share your story because you're not alone. And together, we can find solutions that work. So let's dive into this, starting with one of the most powerful brain-healing foods on the planet. Let's talk about berries. Not just a garnish or a sweet treat, these little wonders are brain defenders in disguise. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they're rich in antioxidants, especially one called anthocyanin. That deep, rich color, that's your first clue. It's nature's way of saying, hey, I fight inflammation. Studies have shown that seniors who eat berries regularly perform better on memory tests. And it's not just about remembering where you left your keys. It's about improving overall brain processing and staying sharp as the years go on. One of my patients, Ellen, who's 72, started adding a half cup of frozen blueberries to her oatmeal every morning. 3 months later, she told me her mental fog had lifted. It wasn't magic. It was consistency and the right kind of nutrition. And here's a bonus: berries help protect blood vessels in the brain, which is especially important as we age. So whether you add them to breakfast, blend them into smoothies, or just grab a handful for a snack, they're one of the simplest and most delicious ways to nourish your brain. Now let's move on to something that might surprise you: leafy greens. Yes, your old friends spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. You've probably been told to eat your greens since you were 5. But here's why it's even more important now. These vegetables are packed with folate, vitamin K, and lutein, linked to slower cognitive decline. I had a gentleman once, George, 68 years old, who told me he hated greens. Taste like grass, he said. But he also told me he was struggling with forgetfulness and confusion, especially in the afternoons. We made a small deal: add just a handful of baby spinach into your scrambled eggs, or saute it with garlic for dinner. A few weeks in, he wasn't just remembering better, he was feeling more energetic, sleeping better, and even said he didn't dread the grocery store anymore. Taste buds change. Your brain doesn't care if the greens taste perfect, it just wants that nutrition. But here's what really matters: leafy greens reduce the inflammatory signals that damage the brain over time. Think of them as a kind of shield, helping you fight off the slow wear and tear that can lead to dementia and cognitive decline. And the best part? You don't need to eat a mountain of kale to see the benefit. Just a cup a day can start to make a difference. Now, let's warm things up with a food that's been healing minds and bodies for centuries: turmeric. You might know it as the golden spice in curry, but there's so much more to it. The active compound in turmeric, curcumin, has strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. What's fascinating is that curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier. That's a fancy way of saying it actually gets into the brain and helps protect its cells directly. There's even research showing that people who eat turmeric regularly, like in traditional Indian diets, have lower rates of Alzheimer's disease. Now, I know it's not always easy to add a new spice into your routine, especially if you didn't grow up using it. But you don't need to overhaul your meals. Try sprinkling turmeric into soups, stews, or even scrambled eggs. One of my patients puts it into her tea with a dash of black pepper, which, by the way, helps your body absorb the curcumin more effectively. And don't worry about perfection. This is not about being strict. It's about consistency. Just like walking every day helps your legs stay strong, eating the right foods every day helps your brain stay sharp. And if you've been struggling, whether it's forgetfulness, mood swings, or just not feeling like yourself, I want you to know, change is possible. You are not stuck. These 3 foods, berries, leafy greens, and turmeric, are not just items on a grocery list. They're tools to help you fight inflammation, reclaim your clarity, and keep doing the things you love with the people you love. So, if you're ready to take that next step in protecting your mind and feeling more like yourself again, stay with me, because there are more healing foods coming, ones that can make just as big an impact as the ones we've already covered. Every bite counts, and the journey to a healthier brain begins with the choices you make today. Now that we've talked about some of the most powerful foods to help calm brain inflammation, berries, leafy greens, and turmeric, let's keep this momentum going and dive into some more incredible brain-boosting foods that are simple to incorporate into your everyday meals. Let's start with a staple that's probably already in your kitchen: olive oil. You may think of olive oil as just a cooking oil or a dressing for your salads, but it's much more than that. Olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, is packed with antioxidants and healthy fats, particularly monounsaturated fats, which are essential for brain health. One of the reasons olive oil is so powerful is because it contains a compound called oleocanthal, which has anti-inflammatory properties that work in a similar way to ibuprofen, without the side effects. In fact, research suggests that regular consumption of olive oil may help reduce the risk of cognitive decline as we age. Adding olive oil to your diet is easy. You can drizzle it on salads, use it to sauté vegetables, or even dip a piece of whole grain bread into a bowl of olive oil for a simple snack. The key is to use it generously. So next time you're preparing dinner, remember that olive oil isn't just for flavor, it's a protective agent for your brain. Next up is a favorite food for many of us: nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and cashews aren't just tasty, they're packed with nutrients that are essential for brain health. Walnuts, in particular, stand out as a superstar. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid ALA, which has been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and support cognitive function. Omega-3 fatty acids play a key role in brain health by supporting the structure of brain cells and promoting clear communication between them. As we age, it becomes even more important to ensure we're getting enough of these healthy fats. A handful of walnuts, or any other nuts of your choice, is an easy snack to add to your routine. You can toss them into your morning oatmeal, sprinkle them over a salad, or simply enjoy them as a quick afternoon snack. I've even had some of my patients blend them into smoothies for an added boost. But it's not just the omega-3 south that make nuts great for your brain. They're also rich in vitamin E, which has been linked to a reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease. This vitamin works as a powerful antioxidant, protecting brain cells from oxidative stress and supporting mental clarity. Now, let's talk about a fruit that's often forgotten: avocados. Avocados are often associated with being high in fats, but let me tell you, this is the good kind of fat. These creamy fruits are loaded with healthy monounsaturated fats that help improve blood flow to the brain and reduce brain inflammation. One of the key nutrients in avocados is vitamin K, which helps protect the brain from damage caused by free radicals. Avocados also provide folate, which is essential for the formation of healthy brain cells. And let's not forget the potassium, which helps maintain proper brain function and supports nerve health. If you've never thought of adding avocados to your diet, now's the time. They're incredibly versatile. You can slice them onto toast, mash them into guacamole, or blend them into a smoothie for a creamy texture. A few slices on your salad or mixed into your morning eggs will give you that brain-boosting power you need. Let's move on to a food that has been gaining a lot of attention lately for its incredible health benefits, salmon. If you're looking for a protein-packed, brain-boosting meal, look no further than this fatty fish. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which, as we mentioned earlier, are critical for brain function. These omega-3 help reduce inflammation in the brain and support cognitive health, especially in older adults. In fact, research has shown that people who eat fish like salmon regularly have better memory and cognitive function. And the benefits don't stop there. Omega-3 also play a role in protecting against age-related decline in brain function, such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Salmon is incredibly easy to prepare, and there are so many ways to enjoy it. You can bake it, grill it, or even eat it raw as sushi. If fresh salmon isn't available, don't worry, canned salmon can provide similar benefits and is just as nutritious. In addition to omega-3s, salmon is also rich in vitamin D, which plays an essential role in brain health. It's thought that adequate levels of vitamin D can help protect against cognitive decline. So it's worth making salmon a regular part of your diet. And here's something else you might not know. Eating salmon can also boost your mood. Omega-3s help regulate serotonin levels, which are key to keeping your spirits up and reducing the risk of depression. So not only will you be feeding your brain, but you'll also be supporting your overall well-being. So far, we've covered some pretty powerful foods that can help combat brain inflammation. Olive oil, nuts, avocados, and salmon. These foods don't just taste good. They work wonders for your brain, and it's so easy to add them into your routine. Remember, it's all about consistency. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start small, and before you know it, you'll be feeling the benefits, mentally sharper, more energized, and more focused. But we're not done yet. There are still a few more game-changing foods to talk about that can make a big impact on reducing inflammation in your brain. So, keep watching, and we'll explore even more delicious, anti-inflammatory foods you can add to your meals. Now, let's wrap things up with a couple more brain-boosting foods that are simple, delicious, and incredibly effective when it comes to reducing brain inflammation. First up is a spice that many of us have in our kitchens, cinnamon. You may already know that cinnamon adds warmth and flavor to a variety of dishes, from oatmeal to baked goods. But did you know that it also has powerful anti-inflammatory effects on the brain? Cinnamon contains compounds that help to regulate blood sugar levels and fight oxidative stress. High blood sugar can contribute to inflammation in the brain, and managing it is crucial for maintaining good cognitive health as we age. Plus, cinnamon has been shown to help improve memory and cognitive function, making it an excellent addition to your daily routine. You don't need to do anything fancy to enjoy the benefits of cinnamon. Simply sprinkle a little on your morning coffee or tea, add it to your cereal, or mix it into a smoothie. It's a tiny change that can make a big difference for your brain health. Next on our list is a food that's probably one of your favorites, dark chocolate. Yes, you heard me right. Dark chocolate is not only delicious, but it also has some surprising brain benefits. Dark chocolate, particularly varieties that are 70% cocoa or higher, is rich in flavonoids, which have powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Flavonoids help improve blood flow to the brain, increase neuroplasticity, and enhance memory function. In fact, research has shown that eating dark chocolate regularly may help boost cognitive function, reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, and even improve mood. But of course, like anything, moderation is key. Too much sugar can have the opposite effect and contribute to inflammation. So, the next time you're craving a little sweet treat, reach for a piece of dark chocolate. It's not only satisfying, but also doing good things for your brain. A small square after a meal can provide a delicious and brain-healthy boost. Let's talk about another incredibly simple and accessible food, green tea. Green tea is loaded with polyphenols, antioxidants that have been shown to help protect the brain from oxidative stress and inflammation. These polyphenols, particularly a compound called EGCG epiglycine gallate, have been found to have protective effects on brain cells and may even promote the growth of new brain cells, which is vital as we age. Drinking green tea regularly can help enhance cognitive function, improve memory, and reduce the risk of brain diseases like Alzheimer's. It's also a great way to keep hydrated, which is important for overall brain health. Whether you prefer it hot or iced, adding a cup or two of green tea to your daily routine is an easy and effective way to support your brain. Finally, let's talk about one more powerful food: tomatoes. Yes, that juicy red fruit is not only delicious, but also has some incredible benefits for your brain. Tomatoes are packed with lycopene, a potent antioxidant that has been shown to reduce inflammation and protect the brain from oxidative damage. Lycopene is particularly effective at protecting the brain from the kinds of damage that can lead to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Adding tomatoes to your diet is incredibly simple. You can enjoy them fresh in a salad, toss them into a soup, or even add them to a pasta dish. And let's not forget about tomato-based sauces. Just make sure to use a variety that's low in sugar and sodium to maximize the benefits. Now that we've covered these amazing foods, let's take a moment to recap. Reducing brain inflammation isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making consistent, small adjustments to your diet that add up over time. By incorporating foods like olive oil, nuts, salmon, dark chocolate, green tea, and tomatoes into your meals, you're giving your brain the nourishment it needs to stay sharp, focused, and healthy. Remember, this is your journey, and you're in control. Start by picking one or two of these foods and find creative ways to add them to your daily routine. It doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes the simplest changes make the biggest impact. And here's the best part. Not only will these foods help reduce brain inflammation, but they'll also improve your overall health and well-being. You'll feel more energized, your mood may improve, and you might notice that you're thinking more clearly. Before we wrap up, I want to encourage you to leave a comment below and share your experiences or any questions you may have. I'd love to hear how these foods have worked for you, or if there are any other brain-boosting tips you've found helpful. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks to help you live your healthiest life at any age. Here's to making your brain and body stronger, one meal at a time. You've got this.